Marcia were at a career impasse, so they're taking things in a new direction.
People are starting to finally hear about this place.
It's going to be good for our business.
Let's hope.
They're planning to build a bed and breakfast from the ground up in Merida.
What do you think of the green?
I like the blue ones better.
There's a lot to learn when starting a business, but overcoming their differences may be the biggest hurdle.
Do you think maybe we could put an island in here?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Marcia's always put her own touch in any house that we've had. That's not so important to me. That looks beautiful.
We disagree on how much work we're willing to do to a house to make it into exactly what we want it to be.
It's a lot of work, and there's no pool.
No, but I can see a lot of potential in this house.
Somebody's going to have to give.
I love this market. It's great we can even walk from the house.
No, it's so close by. Marcia and I met at graduate school.
We were both studying international business, and we both are interested in the international lifestyle. Oh, man, we're going to miss this.
Where are you guys headed?
We're going to Mexico.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Awesome.
For the 26 years we've been married, we've lived about 20 years overseas.
But Mexico seemed to be the place. We always said we wanted to end up someday.
I am so envious that you're going back to Merida.
I know, it's going to be fun.
When we lived in Mexico, Merida just seemed like a great place to move into because we're looking for a slower pace of life. We're empty nesters right now, and it's time for us to do something new. Giving up corporate life and a steady paycheck. And
Let's see what the B&B life is like.
B&B, yeah.
We don't want to just move to Mexico and hang out on the beach and drink margaritas every day. You'll like this one. It's all modern.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah, I wonder where it is. Well, this new opportunity, I'm sure, isn't going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of energy that we have to expend trying to get this bed and breakfast off the ground. We're willing to make the jump.
We got to watch our budget very carefully.
Well, but if we find someplace that doesn't cost as much as we have, and then we can do the renovations, that would work, right?
Well, I'm not convinced.
Let's see what else they have. Putting down some roots makes it a little bit intimidating. We're hoping we've made the right choice, the right town. It's a little scary, but we can leave our jobs behind and start a new adventure.
Merida is quite unique because it is a world-class city, but it's also very provincial. We're very separate here from the rest of Mexico physically because it's off on the peninsula, and the rest of Mexico was very, very Spanish. And here it's much more a mixture of Indian and Spanish. The food is different here than it is in the rest of Mexico. A lot of times people don't realize that there's a whole other world out there.
Ideally, we'd like something that we could eventually turn into a bed and breakfast. I think it's important to have about 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms.
But we want separate living quarters for ourselves, too.
And I think it's really important to be near the center square, something where people can walk out the door and walk to whatever they want to do.
That's not so important to me. I want some courtyards. And I'd like a pool, something that's turnkey.
But I'm not afraid of a few renovations.
Marcia's always enjoyed putting her own touch in any house that we've had. Everything inside the house, she's always been in control.
I feel like if we're going to be here in Merida, I really want something that's authentic.
Marcia likes to get into design and add expenses, and I want to keep it under budget.
Okay. Remind me, your all-in budget, again, is?
$450,000. That has to include any renovations, any add-ons that we may want to do.
The biggest challenge will be melding both of their ideas because you can't have both. It's going to be something that's really pretty much completely done or something that needs quite a bit of renovation. So somebody's going to have to give. There's a house I want to show you that could give it your own special touch, but there's so much that's already done. It has a lot of history to it as well.
Okay, how far is it from the main square?
About 3 blocks away from the main square.
I can't wait to see it.
This is the house right here with all the beautiful ironwork.
Oh, yeah, that is beautiful.
That is pretty on the outside.
It is 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths.
How much is this house?
$385,000.
Oh, okay. I'm a little concerned about the fact that we're going to have to put in all these bathrooms, and it could be a huge job.
You know, a turnkey house would be better. Wow.
Look at this. Look at these tall ceilings.
Super high ceilings.
How beautiful. Look at this tile.
These are original, and they're really thick.
Looks like a carpet on the ground.
It does.
Look at these palm trees.
They are beautiful.
The guests could go out here and relax. It's really impressive.
So here's one of the guest rooms.
It's really nice.
The main bathroom for the house is just right next door here.
Maybe we'd replace the tile, but it is so huge. Could we make 2 bathrooms out of it?
Easily.
Wow, so each guest room could have their own bath.
That's right.
I can really see the potential in this house, kind of on the edge of being perfect. I think we might be able to make it that way, but it'd be a big job.
So here we have the kitchen.
I love how it's also open. It's beautiful. I don't know, do you think maybe we could put an island in here?
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, I like having tile in the kitchen, but I think I might want to change these.
Well, it's very easy to do.
Okay.
All the renovations and the expenses of adding on make me nervous. You can just see the budget exceeding what we've got to spend. Oh my gosh, look at the pool, Marsh.
Oh, it is beautiful. It's huge.
This is very nice.
And then this can be your master suite.
Oh, this looks just kind of like a storage space.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much.
But it's going to be a bedroom and a bathroom. You could do a second floor.
Oh,
That'd be really
fabulous.
nice.
I can see rolling up my sleeves, but we disagree on how much work we're willing to do to a house to make it into exactly what we want it to be. Overall, I really like the layout of this house, the way everything comes out onto this courtyard. It's really nice.
I really like the patios and the pool, but it's only got 3 bedrooms and 1.5 baths. It looks like there's going to be a lot of renovations and money put into the place.
True.
But I think all in, you'd probably be about $70,000, which would put you just a little bit over your budget.
Yeah, but I mean, that's $5,000 over budget already.
That looks beautiful, and no renovations.
Based on Tim's reaction to the colonial house, I think showing him something that's completely done is going to be very appealing.
That's exactly what I've been looking for.
Well, I don't know if it's everything I've been looking for. It's nice to be back in Mexico,
Oh,
isn't
it's
it?
beautiful. It just feels like we're home. We really enjoy the culture, the traditions. Not to mention it's our favorite food.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you hungry or something?
Well, I could have a little nibble of something.
You know, last time we were here, I didn't see so much activity and people rocking around the plaza, so it's going to be good for our business.
Let's hope.
Tim and Marcia are looking to escape the hectic demands of their careers in New Jersey
Have a good one.
All right, love you. Love you.
and start the next chapter of their lives as bed and breakfast owners.
You definitely can't get this back home.
Not at all.
Even though we're going to be working and certainly running a B&B is a full-time job, I hope that our pace of life will be a little calmer. You know, I like having tile in the kitchen, but I think I might want to change things.
Well, it's very easy to do.
If Marcia was doing this house hunt by herself, she would be looking for something that's historic.
Yeah, this looks just kind of like a storage space.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much. She's looking for something that she can put her own stamp on, but having a turnkey house would be perfect. It's only got 3 bedrooms and 1.5 baths. It looks like there's going to be a lot of renovations and money put in.
But I think all in, you'd probably be about $70,000, which would put you just a little bit over your budget. With Tim wanting something that's finished, we can show him that. And I think it's going to be a lot easier for him to wrap his brain around, because some of the houses, it's very difficult to picture what they could actually turn into. This house is a little bit further away from the main square, and that means it might be a little bit more difficult to fill it up, but is really ready for their guests, and they could start making money right away. This one is totally done. The day of closing, you could be in business.
That's good to hear.
This house is just far enough from the main square that it might be more walking for guests.
That's not so important to me.
But it was built in the 1830s, so it's got a lot of history for you.
Okay.
It's got 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and they're asking $410,000. But if you wanted to put your master suite at the back, there's actually a great space for that. That would probably be around $40,000.
That's right on budget, Marsh.
I think it's something you're really going to like.
I'm a little concerned that Tim and I don't seem to see eye to eye on how important location is. And I don't want to start a new business with one hand kind of tied behind our back.
But take a look at this room. Look at the ceilings, are so beautiful.
This is incredible.
It's great.
It's really nice.
This is the dining room, and it's even bigger than the living room.
This room is huge.
Yeah, we can fit a lot of B&B guests here.
And the flow is pretty good because the kitchen's just down here. It's got everything completely done. It's got granite countertops.
You know, I like the idea of granite, but I don't know if this is my color.
I don't like the bamboo here in the kitchen either. I think bamboo should be outside. I don't like the bamboo, but it's all modern, and our guests aren't going to be coming in the kitchen. I think it's just fine.
From the kitchen, we come out into this great courtyard.
It really is.
Yeah, this is where the bamboo belongs, outside.
Yes. And then all the rooms face onto this as well.
Wow, this room is huge. And I love that it already has a bathroom attached, too. That's just one less thing to worry about.
Exactly, no renovations.
I know you like that.
Oh, yeah.
I know Tim thinks that this house is ready to go today.
That looks beautiful.
I think there are some renovations that need to be done.
This could become your master suite.
Yeah, this could be a pretty good space for a master suite, looking out onto the pool.
I love it.
I don't think we can wait until we already have guests staying with us to start a big construction project. I think that would be very distracting.
I know that it was very important to you to have a house that was ready to go, and this would be the one.
But that kitchen, it's really not my taste. And the master suite, I'm a little unsure about that. And that kind of makes it not so turnkey after all.
But it's got a pool, it's got the bedrooms we wanted, it's on budget, and it's exactly what I've been looking for.
Well, I don't know if it's everything I've been looking for.
Marcia hopes to show Tim that a larger initial investment in the B&B
This could be a lounge for your guests.
It's very big.
could yield bigger dividends in the end.
The guests would feel very comfortable here, but it's over budget, and there was no pool. We got a lot to think about.
Yeah, we really do. Man, look at all these tiles. They're so beautiful. What do you think of the green?
I like the blue ones better. We've had a nomad type of lifestyle.
Would you like to see how we make the tiles?
Well, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Usually we're in a place 2 or 3 years and then start getting a little bit itchy and thinking, oh, what's next? So is this unique to the Yucatan?
They do it several parts of the world, not too many.
Not too many, yeah.
That's been our past 20 years, 26 years, but I think we're really looking forward to settling down in Mexico. How long does it take to make one tile?
5 to 6 minutes.
I think this endeavor is going to just make our relationship stronger. It's definitely an art. It's beautiful.
We're best friends, partners,
It is wonderful.
so we made it work.
Tim and Marcia feel their relationship is solid enough to handle the uncertainty of becoming first-time bed and breakfast owners.
This one is totally done. The day of closing, you could be in business.
That's good to hear.
But their opposing views of what takes priority are putting their plans in serious jeopardy.
It's a bit of a scary move.
It's almost like sink or swim because we're putting everything into it. It's got a pool, it's got 2 courtyards, it's got the bedrooms we wanted, it's on budget, and it's exactly what I've been looking for.
I'm a little concerned that Tim and I don't seem to see eye to eye on it being turnkey and location.
This house is just far enough from the main square that it might be more walking for guests.
That's not so important to me.
I don't want to start a new business with one hand kind of tied behind our back.
Keith senses Marcia is unwilling to sacrifice location for something with seemingly less work. So he's hoping a place that's near the main square and offers the most space can sway Tim to finally consider something in need of TLC.
I want to show you a house that has got a lot of possibilities. It was originally 2 houses that were joined together, and it was recently functioning as a business, so a lot of the business licenses would already be there.
Okay.
The main square is about 6 blocks away. There's already a lot of little bed and breakfasts right around, so this is where people want to be.
Wow. So how much is it?
They're asking $400,000.
Okay. So is everything all done?
No, it needs reconfiguring.
So how much do you think the renovations might cost?
I would say somewhere around $100,000 US.
Oh, well, that'd put us over.
It is over, but when you see it, I think you'll really like it.
Okay.
Come on in, guys.
And you really know you're in Mexico here, don't you?
You really do.
Beautiful.
This is really nice.
This, I think, would be a great bedroom.
Is there a bathroom?
There is a bathroom. It's just on the other side of that wall there, and right now it's not connected, but it'd be easy to redo it, and then you'd have a whole suite here.
Great. It looks like it's got some possibilities.
I'm concerned about the price of the property.
But I also see the potential for maybe even a bigger business than we were looking at to start with, and that's appealing.
Take a look at this courtyard.
Oh, look how big it is.
Very big, but I'm not seeing any pool.
You're right, there's not a pool. That would be part of the remodeling. But for New Jersey prices, which you might be thinking of, it would be 1/10 of the price. It's a big, messy job, but it's not that expensive.
I think Tim can see the potential in all the space. However, it didn't have his pool, which is kind of a deal breaker, and it needs a lot of renovation, and I'm not sure he's going to be comfortable to do that.
So this is the largest room in this part of the house. This could actually be 2 bedrooms. It could be a living room.
Kind of interesting.
It is, but there's a lot of stuff in here.
There is. You have to overlook that, but there's a lot of possibilities with this. So this room is a surprise.
Oh my gosh, it really is a surprise.
This is what was functioning as the local cinema. This could be a lounge for your guests. It could be divided up to 2 suites.
I like that feature.
It's very big, too. It exceeds my expectations for space. So a lot of opportunity to make an even bigger B&B, which is very impressive.
I really liked it. I can see a lot of potential in this house.
But it's over budget, and there was no pool.
I know, but there's a lot of property here. I especially like how we could have our quarters completely separate from the guest quarters.
The guests would feel very comfortable here. And as it was already a business, it may make it easier for us to operate a B&B here.
And I like the idea that there's other B&Bs on this street, and hopefully they'd want to come to ours as well.
Tim and Marcia need to iron out exactly how much additional stress they're willing to take on, even before their B&B opens for business.
We've got to be conscious about getting up and running as quickly as possible.
But I'm afraid it'll never be exactly what we want it to be.
I'm pretty sure we'll get over that.
That looks good.
That looks outstanding.
A lot of people's idea when they come here is to have a couple of rooms to rent out and sort of turn into a small B&B. We don't have the chain hotels. So people who come here, they're not wanting the giant hotel experience.
For Tim and Marcia, changing careers and opening a B&B in Mexico has some pros and cons.
I think those are empanadas. And what do you think those are?
I think they're panuchos. They look really pretty, don't they?
They do.
Now that they're facing the difficult choice of how to maximize their business capital in Merida, Tim and Marcia are butting heads over what's best for the B&B.
All three had some good things and some bad things to offer.
Yep.
So what'd you think about the Colonial?
It had the pool, it had the courtyards, but we had 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, There was no master suite.
But I'd love to take that and really bring it back to life.
The renovations are going to be quite extensive. They're going to cost a lot, and so I'm concerned about that.
All in, you'd probably be about $70,000.
Well, I really like the turnkey house. It had the pool, had the bedrooms. It'd be ready to move in.
But there's still renovations I think we'd need to do. That kitchen, it's really not my taste. And the master suite where the pavilion is now, I'm a little unsure about that. I don't think we can wait until we already have guests staying with us to start a big construction project. I think that would be very distracting. Let's talk about the one with the two houses that were joined together.
It didn't have a pool.
But I think we could put a pool in.
And while it had great space, it was over budget.
But just think of the potential that house offers. There's a lot of property here. And I like the idea that there's other B&Bs on the street, and hopefully they'd want to come to ours as well.
Exactly.
So what do you think?
I'd eliminate the potential plaza house. The renovations are going to be costly, and it's going to go over budget.
It did need a lot of work, that's true. Okay. I guess I'd eliminate that one. So give me your best shot. Tell me about the turnkey house. Tell me why we should choose that one.
Well, it was clear to me. I mean, it had the pool. It's ready for our guests. And, you know, we've got to be conscious about getting our B&B up and running, and it was on budget.
But the Colonial House also had pool, and the turnkey house still needs some renovations. The kitchen in that house really bothers me. It's got that bamboo on the front. It's got the granite that's not very beautiful. So I don't think there's going to be that much difference between doing some renovations on the Colonial House and doing some renovations on the turnkey house. We have more space, we have more possibilities, and it has all that old historic colonial charm.
The turnkey house, it has a lot of history with it as well, and we can get money coming in as quickly as possible.
But I'm afraid if we start with guests before we've ever done any renovations, it'll never be exactly what we want it to be. And you know, the one thing you can't change in either house? The location, right? The location of the Colonial is perfect. It's near all the things that are going on, and I think that's going to ultimately attract more people.
I hear what you're saying about the closer location, and that'll be better for our guests. So I'd go with the Colonial House.
I'm glad you agree with me. Cheers, here's to the rest of our lives in Merida.
Salud. This was a great find.
It'll be nice to have someplace to sit and have some breakfast. We are really happy that we picked the Colonial House. It's got all the potential to make it into something really grand and beautiful. I think we might need a bigger table at some point. We'll have to see. Let's go get the rest. It has a space for 4 bedrooms. We can make 4 nice bathrooms, and I think it's going to be spectacular.
I don't think I was thinking about this when I wanted a pool.
Yeah, it's a workout, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We so enjoy being able to get away from our hectic lives and be someplace where the pace of life is a little slower.
You want to try it?
You're doing just fine.
The pool is more work than I expected, but it's going to be great for our business as we get the B&B up and running.
Ignacio and I have been working on the plan for this, and I think we've got some good ideas.
We're spending a lot of time making sure this project goes as quickly as we can make it happen and still be exactly what we want it to be.
What about the casita in the back of the house?
I can do 1 floor or 2 floors.
I think maybe 2 floors would be better.
I do wish there's not so many renovations, but we feel like it's home.
I think we made a fabulous decision.